Hello traders, you're welcome back to the Forex Geek channel, and in this video we're just going to be looking at the US30 scalping strategy. Okay, it's actually a rules-based approach to trading the Dow Jones index, or the US30. The US30 is the Dow Jones Industrial Average Index. So this strategy is just going to be scalping strategy for quick and precise entries. All right, the strategy is built on understanding momentum, structure, and timing. US30, like I already mentioned, is known as the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and it moves with high volatility, especially during market opens. So this makes it ideal for scalping, where traders look to capture small price moves in short time frames. So now you need to understand that the key is to focus on time frames like the 1 minute and the 5 minute charts for entries, while you use higher time frames like 15 minutes or 1 hour for your overall market bias. Okay, so you need to start by marking major support and resistance levels from the higher time frames. Let's just go to the 1 hour time frame for a bit, and let us mark major support and resistance zones. Okay, let's just use the rectangle tool so that we can be able to mark the zones properly. All right, so in this case we actually have a zone around here, right? Just gonna shift this a bit, and then okay, so we have a zone around here if you see closely, but this is kind of a wide zone though. Just yeah, then we have another zone around here. If you see, unless if I limit this, if I want to make the zone smaller, then we're going to be having this. We're also going to be having somewhere here, because you can see here price actually got rejected around this zone here again. But if you are looking at a wider zone, then you might have a zone that covers this whole place. Okay, and then all right, going to our support zones, we have something important around here. You can see how price got rejected here, here, and even at this point when it turned into a resistance, it got rejected. And if we're going to take this backward, we're going to see that you can see price got rejected here. So basically on your higher time frame, which in this case our higher time frames could be our 1 hour time frame or even 15-minute time frame, you mark your important zones. Okay, once you have done that, ensure to add key liquidity zones where price is likely to react. You apply 1 or 2 reliable indicators if you prefer confirmation. Okay, it's not exactly very necessary to add indicators, but well, if you prefer indicator confirmation, you can go ahead to add maybe a moving average. All right, you can actually decide to add a moving average for confirmation. Okay, and since this is a scalping strategy, you can just decide to use the 20 EMA or the 50 EMA. All right, since this is a scalping strategy, so you don't necessarily need a long-term moving average. In this case, you don't need a long-term moving average. Let us use the 50 EMA. All right, I'm just going to increase the thickness a bit. Okay, so this has not loaded. Okay, while we are waiting for that, the moving average in this case is going to be for your trend direction, right? Okay, it has loaded now. So you're going to be using your moving average for trend confirmation. And then in addition to that, you can also perhaps watch out for your sessions high and low, and your chart should be clean and easy to read. Okay, you don't have to cluster a lot of indicators on your chart. Basically, just focus on your liquidity zones and perhaps add just a single indicator like the moving average for confirmation. Then you look for signs of momentum shifts, such as maybe strong impulsive candles, like what we can see happen here. You can see that this impulsive candle indicated that the buyers we are already gaining control, right? But it does not necessarily mean that when you have an impulsive candle that automatically the trend must move in that direction, like what we can see happen here. There was a bearish impulsive candle, but at the end of the day, the sellers did not prevail. We had a range for a bit, and then the buyers eventually prevailed. So if you get an impulsive candle, then you have to also look out for other confirmations before you proceed to taking that trade. All right. So in addition to your impulsive candles, you have to look out for break of structure. Okay. Look for break of structure. Look for maybe possible break and retest. All right. A valid scalping setup often appears when price sweeps liquidity above or below a key level and then quickly reverses. So you have to wait for a clear rejection candle or a decisive break of structure before entering. So once your setup forms, you just enter with precision. Let's say, for example, now we're going to go to our smaller time frame for entry, right? Remember that the higher time frame is what we use for our analysis, basically plotting our liquidity levels and looking for structure breaks. Then we go to the smaller time frame for precise entries. So we take our trades on the smaller time frame, but we do our main analysis on the higher time frame. Okay. So for our entries, we come down to a smaller time frame and we look for a good setup. Okay, like for example, now we can see how price we can see a momentum, a bearish momentum candle, and a bearish impulsive candle, with strong momentum, break through this level that we identified on the higher time frame, and currently it seems like price is respecting that level right now. Although we still need to wait for a confirmation, perhaps we have to wait for a break of structure, because right now we can see that price is already forming higher highs and higher lows if you look closely. So what we're going to do now is we have to wait for a change of character, right? We have to wait for price to drop below this low, showing that the sellers are back in control. Okay, so this is one of the things that you have to, pay attention to, right? So as price has tested this level now, we want to see price create a lower low before we proceed to entering the trade. So once your setup forms, you enter with position, you set your stop loss just beyond the liquidity sweep or rejection point. Then for your take profit, you can aim the next key level or maybe fixed number of pips based on the volatility of US30 at the moment. The key is to avoid emotional decisions. So always let market structure guide your exits. The best scalping opportunities for US30 often occur during the New York Stock Exchange open and the overlap between London and New York sessions. These periods see increased volatility and liquidity, which can create sharp tradable moves. Okay, you want to avoid low volume times as spreads may widen and movements can be erratic. So by combining higher time frame bias, clean charts preparation, clear momentum signals, and disciplined risk management, you create a repeatable scalping system. And this allows you to take advantage of US30's natural volatility while maintaining structure in your trading approach. So that is the complete US30 scalping strategy. Just apply these rules to your charts, refine them with practice, and you will be able to trade with speed and precision. All right. If you found this helpful, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more advanced strategies. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Happy trading.